When it comes to athletic performance, fuel is everything, right? And for years, two carb sources have been at the center of the debate: rice and potatoes. Everyone has an opinion, but what does the science actually say? Well, we're going to unpack the real differences to help you figure out what's best for your performance plate. You know, carbs have been a hot topic for years. Some people avoid them like the plague, worried about weight gain, while athletes absolutely depend on them for fuel. So what's the real story? When you're trying to optimize your body's performance, are staples like rice and potatoes a friend or a foe? Okay, let's get into the hard science for a second. For any kind of high-intensity activity, we're talking sprinting, heavy lifting, you name it, carbohydrates are your body's #1 most efficient energy source. They get broken down into glucose, which our cells use to make something called ATP. Think of ATP as the direct energy currency for your muscles. Any extra carbs get stored as glycogen in your muscles and liver, ready to go when you need them most. So here's what we're going to cover. We'll start with the athlete's fuel dilemma, then jump into the great rice debate. After that, we'll uncover a surprising safety concern you might not know about. Then we'll see what happens when we introduce a new challenger, the potato. And finally, we'll put it all together to help you build your personalized fuel plan. All right, section 1, the great rice debate. This is the classic matchup, isn't it? White rice, the go-to for so many bodybuilders, versus brown rice, the champion of the health food aisle. So which one really comes out on top for performance? Well, it really all boils down to your specific goal. On one hand, you've got white rice. It's been milled, which removes the bran and germ. That means it's super low in fiber, making it really easy to digest and causing a quick spike in blood sugar. That's perfect for getting fast energy right before a workout or for quickly refilling your glycogen stores right after. On the other hand, brown rice is a whole grain. It keeps that nutrient-dense bran, so it's way higher in fiber and micronutrients. This makes it digest slower, helps you feel full longer, and gives you a more steady release of energy. Great for general health, not always ideal for immediate performance. Now, here's where things get a little more complicated. There's a compound in the bran of brown rice called phytic acid. You might hear it called an anti-nutrient. So what does this stuff actually do inside your body? Simply put, phytic acid basically grabs onto essential minerals from your meal, things like iron, zinc, and calcium, and stops your body from being able to absorb them properly. Because the milling process that creates white rice removes the bran, it also gets rid of most of that phytic acid. This is actually a major reason why some top athletes choose white rice. They want to make sure they're absorbing every last bit of nutrition from their food. Okay, moving on to section 2, a surprising safety concern. Because this whole debate goes way beyond just digestion and nutrients, some recent research has uncovered a pretty serious food safety issue, and it adds a whole new layer of complexity to choosing between brown and white rice. We're kind of programmed to think that the whole grain option is automatically the healthier, safer choice. But what if that assumption is wrong? Is there a hidden risk in brown rice that we're just not talking about? Well, it turns out there might be. Research from Michigan State University has found that brown rice often has higher levels of arsenic, which is a toxic element that occurs naturally in soil and water. The thing is, rice is really good at absorbing arsenic from the flooded fields it grows in, and that arsenic tends to build up in the outer layer, the bran, the very same part that's removed to make white rice. And when you look at the data, the difference is pretty stark. Researchers found that in US-grown rice, the more toxic form, inorganic arsenic, made up about 48% of the total arsenic in brown rice. For white rice, it was only 33%. This finding really challenges that common belief that brown rice is, without question, the healthier choice. So what are the key takeaways here? First, brown rice consistently has higher levels of total arsenic, including the more harmful inorganic kind. Second, this is a particular concern for young children because they eat more relative to their body weight. And third, while rice grown here in the US generally has lower arsenic levels than rice from other parts of the world, that significant difference between brown and white rice still exists. All right, section 3, enter the potato. So given the whole phytic acid issue and the concerns about arsenic, what if the best carb source for you isn't rice at all? It's time to bring in a powerful and maybe even underrated contender, the good old potato. This kind of reframes the entire debate, doesn't it? For decades, so many athletes have relied on rice, but the humble potato, it offers a really compelling nutritional profile that absolutely deserves a closer look, especially if you're looking for an alternative. Okay, let's put them side by side and just look at the numbers. Per 100 grams, a boiled potato has way fewer calories than white rice. We're talking 77 compared to 130. But the most shocking difference, the one that really stands out, is the satiety index. That's a scientific measure of how full a food makes you feel. And wow, just look at that difference. The potato scores an incredible 323 on the satiety index, making it one of the single most filling foods ever tested. White rice comes in at 138. What this means in the real world is that potatoes can help you feel much fuller while eating fewer calories. That's a huge advantage for anyone who's trying to manage their weight but still needs to feel energized.
And for all you athletes out there, here's a number that's really going to get your attention. Research has shown that because the carbs from potatoes are so readily available, they can replenish your muscle glycogen 23% faster than rice after a tough workout. That means you're recovering faster and you're better prepared for your next training session.
Okay, so this brings us to our final section, your personalized fuel plan. We've looked at the pros and cons, we've seen the data on both rice and potatoes. So how in the world do you choose? Well, this is the most important part, taking all this information and building a plan that's made just for you. After all of this, here's the simple truth. There is no single best carbohydrate. There's no one-size-fits-all winner here. The right choice for you depends entirely on your goals, how your body digests food, and even the timing of your meals. When it comes to nutrition, context is everything. So here's a simple framework to help you decide. First, define your goal. If you need quick energy right before or after a workout, white rice and potatoes are fantastic choices. For more sustained energy throughout the day or for weight management, potatoes with the skin on or even brown rice might be better. Second, listen to your body. If you have a sensitive stomach or find high-fiber foods tough to digest, then easily digestible white rice is probably a smarter bet for you. And finally, think about timing. Use those fast-acting carbs like white rice and potatoes around your workouts and save the slower-digesting carbs for your other meals. I love this quote from elite powerlifter Stan Efferding. "I don't eat foods I like, I eat foods that like me." It just perfectly captures what personalized nutrition is all about. The real goal is to figure out which fuel sources your body thrives on, the ones that help you perform at your absolute best, no matter what the latest diet trend says. So the choice isn't just brown versus white anymore, is it? It's about understanding what each of these foods actually does, and then using that knowledge strategically to fuel whatever your goals are. So the question is, how are you going to build your next plate?